Have you seen him just really piece together some good at bats and settle into kind of that hitter you expected to see?
Yeah, physically, I think he has. I think mentally, he's such a competitor. He wants things to go well all the time for him and the team. I think he's still, been caught too many times not being satisfied with what went on. And it's one thing to not be satisfied as a competitor, to be working towards your goals, but to get too caught up in results and be trying to play catch up, from early struggles in the year and kind of have two great at bats all at once is just too much to expect. So I still think he needs to release or relieve a little pressure from himself. But physically, you're starting to see Max Ferguson swing. You're starting to see the type of at bats you're accustomed to when you watch our scrimmages. And I think we're headed in the right direction, is the long story short.
Yeah, Tony, Kyle had a really big night tonight, obviously, and some other freshmen got in there. Just what did you see from Kyle Booker tonight? And then also just with him being a freshman and baseball being such a repetitious sport, how do you kind of talk to those guys about staying fresh and ready for their moment and taking advantage of that?
I think it more is just more specific to who they are as an individual. So for Kyle, I mean, his skill set it's pretty extraordinary. I mean, he's an SEC level player right now, strength wise, speed wise, everything else. I mean, the swing you saw tonight, but for him, the key is just being under control. And he's an emotional kid, like a lot of our guys, which is one reason why he's a great competitor. But it's important to control that fire. And then he wants to do so well and kind of burst onto the scenes as a freshman. And he gets emotional about even just a BP swing here and there. So you saw his swing super under control and smooth tonight on not only the home run, but the ball down the line, I believe, was with two strikes. And he just kind of shortened up and inflicted to where it needed to go. And it was a great result. So I think the more he kind of evolves as a kind of a player, maturity wise, the more that skill set will shine through. So I think that's specific to him. And that needs to be whether he comes off the bench or starts.
All right, we'll go to Tim next and then Wes.
Tony, you guys have had a lot of success of late. The 3-game sweep over LSU, you win 2 out of 3 over Georgia. You've won all your midweek games. You're literally 1 inning away from winning 12 straight games. Why has this team been so successful of late?
I think it's the fact that they're all in, and what I mean by that is they've battled through the adversity we've had with COVID and some other lack of meetings and things like that. And they finally have found their personality as a team. And I think they're all in for, hey, whatever we've got to do to play games, because we've stressed that around here. I mean, other people may see it different, but we lost 40 games last year. We don't need to be losing any more. So we'll drive over to Austin P. We'll do whatever. We just want to play. And they're all in on that idea. And they're also all in on whatever we got to do at the end of the day to meet and right field at our place, could be left field on the road, but meet and be talking about a win after the game. And then 2, in the course of the game, I think there's a lot of different guys who can be the guy for us. I mean, if you look at our numbers, especially on the offensive side, they're not extraordinary for any one guy. I mean, Liam Spence is doing exactly what Liam Spence has done his whole life when he's healthy. So we don't have anyone that's kind of over their skis with how they're playing. We've got a bunch of different guys who can get you on any certain day. And I feel the same way about our bullpen. And the starting pitching has been consistent enough. I mean, you've seen Blade Tidwell be phenomenal, and you've also seen him just be good enough to give us a chance to win, which is all those guys need to do.
Yeah, Tony, I guess with Fitzgibbons, that looks like the guy you kind of recruited, wanted him to be. What did you see from him tonight, and what's allowing him to have some success out there?
Yeah, I mean, just I think getting comfortable, and it's a little bit of a cop out because, hey, the guy had to face SEC hitters all fall long, but it's different when you get out there. And we've had him get ready really fast a couple times. And then when he was starting against Eastern Kentucky, other than one pitch that a guy's got good power, he threw really well. So I think the more he's just comfortable being out there and hearing the crowd and having expectations and things like that, the better he'll do. And you're seeing that right now. But the stuff is the stuff. I mean, you can't argue with the athleticism and the stuff that he brings to the table. And he's definitely a competitor. But like anything in life, you're probably not going to do it your very best the first go around. So like Blade Tidwell, just starting at a different point, I think you're going to see him just get incrementally a little better each time out. And I'm really excited for the second half of the season for him, which we're approaching, because we got cheated. He got cheated as far as that first half of the season goes.
And we'll go to Nicholas Hill and then back to Mike.
Coach, obviously, kind of going off the last question there, obviously Fitzgibbons came out right after that home run that Western Carolina had in the third inning. And right after that home run, you guys were able to knock down 10 straight batters for Western Carolina. They didn't get another hit until the seventh inning. Just talk about the resilience of your defense behind Fitzgibbons in order to kind of take that momentum that Western Carolina had just gotten and to kind of be able to quash it in a very quick manner.
Yeah, in a key point in the game too, as you kind of alluded to. And I think that was him utilizing his stuff. I mean, you're talking about a good fastball with life to both sides of the plate, and then involving 2 off-speed pitches that are moving out of the middle of the plate, and then some pretty good presence out there. I mean, a kind of a calming effect. It really is what Xander did for us last Tuesday and what Elijah Pleasance did at Austin Peay. The guys know we're going to use a bunch of pitchers. The other team knows we're going to use a bunch of pitchers, but we want to win these games too. And so in the middle of those games, there's been, again, we've got different kids who can, I don't like saying step up, but who can execute for us. And he did it in a manner which you alluded to. I mean, 10 in a row kind of changed the whole momentum of the game. I think it made it easier on our offense. And yeah, the defense made a couple plays behind them, but a lot of it was just how well he threw the ball.
I want to ask about Fitzgibbons too, since he got a bit of a slow start to the season, wasn't with you guys early on. Just where is he in terms of getting to where you expected him to be before the season? And then also on Redmond, how good does it see him get in there and have the inning he had after a bit of a rough weekend?
Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, he's been working on that breaking ball, and that was probably the biggest positive. I mean, I almost got hit with that bat in the face because I was kind of wrapped up. I knew he was throwing it wrapped up in the break on the pitch there. I mean, he's calling it a few different things, so I don't know what he's settled on, if he's going to call it a slider or what, but that was the most encouraging thing. And then I'll agree with you to an extent. It's good to just see him throw up a 0 and the game, but Redmond's confidence is unwavering. Our confidence in Redmond's unwavering. And if you really diagnose those last 2 outings, until the first home run to center field, he got a lot of bad defense behind him. We had a guy break in on a pop-up that could have very easily been caught. We didn't make a play at third base behind him at Georgia. He and our first baseman didn't make a play that should have been made at Georgia. So I think, Redmond is who he is. He's going to continue to improve as a pitcher, as he showed with his breaking pitch. And there's going to be times out there for any pitcher who's got to pitch when the game's on the line. There's going to be a time when it doesn't go for you. But the reason why he and Hundley and Kirby are out there in those situations are because more times than not, it goes their way and therefore our way. As far as Fitzy goes, hey, he could have kept rolling. I mean, we wanted to use other pitchers, but we also talked on the mound, the infielders and me are like, we probably need this down at Alabama. So I think he has arrived, not onto the scene. I don't like saying that, but I think he's gotten now to the point where he's probably comfortable starting, relieving, and I think he's SEC ready. We faced with all these older lineups, he's seen guys like that already. So I think he's in a good spot, and we're ready to use him in any way, shape, or form. And I think we're past the point of pitch counts or anything like that.
Of how you've been able to stay ready for tonight, with baseball just being such a repetitious sport, just kind of without playing a ton on the weekends, how you've been able to stay ready for your moments like tonight.
The coach has always told me to stay ready, before games and stuff, and other teammates. So it wasn't really that hard to prepare. And I've also been stuck in the lineup multiple times. So, it was just another day.
Kyle, Tony's talked a lot about the fall that you had and kind of settling in there. When in the fall did you feel like you're ready for this? You were on this page, on this level, and able to contribute the way that you have this season so far?
Really, I wouldn't say it was the fall. I think it was the break we had after fall is when I really got my mind together and came back even stronger than I did in the fall. So I think it was the break that we had, honestly.
We'll go to Wes next, and then Nicholas.
Yeah, Kyle, I'm wondering if you can walk me through the home run at bat there, and then the 2-run single at bat. Just seemed like kind of stayed within yourself both times, but kind of what'd you see to hit there, and walk me through those at bats.
Oh, every time, almost every time I go up, I think fastball. That's really my mentality. I'd say I'm an aggressive hitter, so if I see it there, I'm definitely swinging. So I saw it there, and I put a good swing on it.
Kyle, just what confidence do you have just knowing that like anyone in this lineup can hit it out of the park at any time, can get crucial RBIs and just like keep you, necessarily, I guess, let more calm up at the plate?
It's huge. Everybody in the lineup can hit, and we have guys on the bench that can also hit. So it's a great feeling knowing the guy in front of me and the guy behind me can put a good swing on it and score whoever. So it's awesome.
We're back to Wes.
Yeah, Kyle, I think Tony was talking about it earlier. For y'all as a team offensively, the numbers are okay, but they're not great. You got a lot of guys individually who maybe expect to have a little bit better production. Is that kind of a good thing though, that y'all are sitting here at 22-4 and you know how much better a lot of y'all could be?
Yeah, I think it's actually a really good thing that we haven't played at our 100% best, but we're still producing, still scoring, still getting outs, and no, I think it's amazing to watch. So I think we have much better to come. So
Back to Mike.
Kyle, I got a bit of a funny question for you. What was your first impression of Drew Gilbert, and how long does it take someone to adjust to being around someone with his energy?
Gilbert's definitely a different guy, and it definitely takes a while to understand how he is, his personality and things. So sometimes you gotta interact with him, and sometimes you kind of gotta give him some room. So no, he's an awesome dude. I love him.
Back to Wes.
Yeah, Kyle, I guess I'm wondering, it's maybe tough to ask a freshman this question, but when y'all are going to go back on the road here pretty soon in league play, the target probably gets bigger, for opponents as you go up the polls and everything. Have you thought about that, or do you think this team kind of has the mental stuff to handle that?
Absolutely. I want to give a big shout out to Q for Coach Q for giving us that toughness as well. I think we're one of the toughest teams in the SEC by far, and that's just what I've seen. Just from watching video and teams we played against. So no, we're definitely there mentally.
Any more questions for Kyle? All right. Thanks, Kyle. Appreciate your time,
All right,
man.
thank you guys.
Thanks, Kyle.